Today, I want to tell you a story that sounds like a tech thriller, but it's absolutely real. There was a moment in history when the entire internet, the websites, the domains, even your email, came dangerously close to being wiped out. And what's wild is, barely anyone talks about it. This is the story of the day. A single forgotten domain almost deleted the internet as we know it. Let's rewind to the early 2000s. The internet was booming, websites were popping up everywhere, and domain names like .coms and .orgs were becoming virtual real estate. But behind the scenes, there's something most people don't realise. The internet runs on a fragile system of trust. And a big part of that trust depends on something called root name servers. Basically, when you type in a web address like Google.com, your computer has to check with these special servers to figure out where that site actually lives. It's like asking for directions every time you want to go somewhere online. These root servers are controlled by a small group of organisations, one of which is called ICANN, the Internet Corporation for Assigned Names and Numbers. And back in the early days, they outsourced critical infrastructure to third parties. One of those third parties, a small company called Digital Equipment Corporation, later acquired by Compaq, which owned a very important domain, example.com. Now here's where it gets scary. One of the core systems used by the internet's infrastructure was pointing to a single server under example.com. At some point, the registration for that domain was about to expire. Had it expired and fallen into the hands of a malicious actor, they could have redirected traffic, launched mass-scale phishing attacks, or worse, corrupted the data flow of millions of systems that rely on the domain. Let me be clear, this wasn't just about losing access to a website. This was about the planned potential collapse of the DNS system, the address book of the internet. No DNS, no websites, no emails, no Google, nothing. Luckily, someone at ICANN noticed just in time. The domain was renewed before it could expire. Crisis averted. But think about that for a second. The functioning of the global internet hinged on the renewal of a single domain name. And this wasn't an isolated event. In 2015, a software developer named Aziz Bhatti accidentally let a small package name expire on a system called NPM, which developers use to build websites and apps. Someone else snatched it up and caused tens of thousands of apps to break overnight. The internet looks solid, it feels permanent, but in reality, it's shockingly fragile. And that's kind of terrifying, isn't it? One missed renewal, one broken line of code, one forgotten server, and poof, the digital world we rely on could unravel. Now imagine how many other systems are still running on blind trust. Outdated software, forgotten accounts, third-party dependencies no one's tracking anymore. We're building taller and taller skyscrapers on top of foundations made of duct tape and luck. And most of us never even think about it. So what can we take from this? First, respect the quiet heroes of the internet, the engineers and sysadmins who work behind the scenes to keep the digital world spinning. Second, never assume that because something seems stable, it actually is. And third, the next time you visit your favourite site or stream your favourite show, remember, it all works thanks to thousands of little decisions made by people you'll never meet. And sometimes, decisions that almost didn't get made at all. Next up, you should check out the video on your screen right now. You're going to love it more than your own grandmother's baking. Thank you so much for liking and subscribing so you don't miss out on future awesome videos. Okay, love you, bye!